Hey everyone! Today, we are diving into the exciting world of heredity. Have you ever wondered why you look a bit like your mom or dad? That's because of heredity, the process where parents pass down traits to their children. In this video, we will learn in detail about what is heredity, what are variations, some important terms, Mendel's contribution and experiments, and sex determination in human beings. So, what is heredity? The transfer of characters or traits from the parents to their offsprings is called heredity. It means continuity of features from one generation to the next. This information is present in gametes. So, what are variations? The differences between the characters or traits among the individuals of the same species are called variations. For example, human height is a trait which shows variation. Another example of variation in human beings involves ears. The lowest part of the ear is called earlobe. In most of the people, the earlobe is hanging and it is called free earlobe. In some people, earlobe is closely attached to the side of the head and it is called attached earlobe. And how are variations accumulated during reproduction? When organisms reproduce, the offsprings show minor variations due to inaccuracies in DNA copying. These variations are less in asexual reproduction and more in sexual reproduction. Some variations are useful variations and they help the organism to adjust to the changes in the environment. Some variations do not help the organism to adjust to the changes in the environment and they may die and become extinct. The significance of a variation shows up only if it continues to be inherited by the offspring for several generations. The great advantage of variation to a species is that it increases the chance of its survival in a changing environment. For example, the accumulation of heat-resistant variation or trait in some bacteria will ensure its survival even when the temperature in its environment rises too much due to a heat wave or some other reasons. On the other hand, the bacteria which did not have this variation to withstand heat would not survive under these circumstances and die. Let us now see some important terms related to heredity. Chromosomes. Inside each cell, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Chromosome is a thread-like structure in the nucleus of a cell formed of DNA which carries the gene. Gene. Genes are segments of DNA on a chromosome that contain instructions for specific traits, like eye color or height. Allele. Alleles are alternate versions of those genes that can determine variations in traits such as blue or brown eyes, or tall or short stature. Genotype. Genotype is the description of genes present in an organism. Genotype is always a pair of letters such as capital T, small t, or small t, where capital T and small t are the different forms of the same gene. Phenotype. The characteristic, or trait, which is visible in an organism is called its phenotype. Dominant traits. The traits that express themselves in an organism in every possible combination and can be seen are called dominant traits. Recessive traits. A trait which is not expressed in the presence of a dominant allele is known as recessive traits. F1 generation. When two parents cross to produce offsprings or progeny, it is called the F1 or first filial generation. F2 generation. When the first generation progeny crosses to produce second progeny is called F2 generation or second filial generation. Homozygous. A condition in which both the genes of same type are present. For example, an organism has both the genes for tallness, it is expressed as capital T, and genes for dwarfness are written as small t. Heterozygous. A condition in which both the genes are of different types. For example, an organism has genes, capital T small t. It means it has a gene for tallness and the other for dwarfness, but only the tall character is expressed. Let us now talk about Mendel's contribution. Gregor Mendel was the first scientist to make a systematic study of patterns of inheritance which involved the transfer of characteristics from parents to progeny. He did this by using different varieties of pea plant, Pisum sativum, which he grew in his garden. Mendel used a number of contrasting visible characters of garden peas. Shape of seeds, round and wrinkled. Color of seeds, yellow and green. Height of pea plants, tall or dwarf. Color of flowers, white or violet, and so on. Why did Mendel choose pea plants for studying inheritance? Pea plants had a number of clear-cut differences which were easy to identify. Pea plants were self-pollinating, which enabled them to produce next generation early. Any generations of pea plants can be produced in a comparatively short time span, and their study is much simpler than that of animals. What are the rules for inheritance of characters or traits? Characters are transferred through genes present in the DNA molecules in the chromosomes present in the nucleus of the cell. The inheritance of characters is due to the fact that both the father and mother contributes equal amount of genetic material to the child. So for each trait there are two factors, one from the father and one from the mother. Gregor Johann Mendel conducted experiments with garden pea plants and determined the rules for the inheritance of traits. Now let's see the experiments done by Mendel. Mendel started his experiment on the pea plants. He conducted first monohybrid and then dihybrid crosses. Monohybrid cross. The cross in which Mendel showed inheritance of dominant and recessive characters is monohybrid cross. It was done to observe inheritance of single pair of contrasting characters. Law of segregation. According to the first law of inheritance, the characteristics, traits, of an organism are determined by internal factors which occurs in pairs. Only a pair of such factors can be present in a single gamete. A monohybrid cross is a mating event between two parents that are heterozygous in respect to a single gene. This means that each parent carries two different alleles for the gene. In this case, mono, meaning one, refers to the single gene, and hybrid, meaning mix, refers to the fact that each parent has two different alleles. Let's take a look at a classic Mendelian example using pea plants. Pea plants have two possible phenotypes, tall and dwarf, resulting from two different alleles. The tall phenotype comes from the presence of the dominant allele, and the dwarf phenotype is associated with the recessive allele. So, if a plant is homozygous dominant or heterozygous, it will produce tall plants, and if it is homozygous recessive, it will produce dwarf plants. When you have two parents that are heterozygous and you want to predict what genotypes and phenotypes their offspring will have, you can set up a Punnett square for this cross. When you set up a Punnett square for a monohybrid cross between two heterozygous parents for the tall and dwarf trait, you can see that 1/4 of their offspring will be homozygous dominant, 2/4 or half of their offspring will be heterozygous, and 1/4 of their offspring will be homozygous recessive. This genotype ratio is a 1:2:1 ratio, which is what you expect for every typical monohybrid cross. When you observe solely the phenotype, you can see that 3/4 of the offspring will be tall plants and 1/4 of the offspring will be dwarf plants. This phenotype ratio is 3:1, which is also what you typically expect when you observe a monohybrid cross. Mendel also carried out experiments to observe inheritance of two pairs of contrasting characters, which is called dihybrid cross, as compared to the monohybrid cross where we only saw one character of height, tall and dwarf. He cross-bred pea plants bearing round green seed with plants bearing wrinkled and yellow seeds. The two characters which were taken in this experiment were the color and shape of the seeds. Pea plants have two pairs of traits: seed color, yellow or green, and seed shape, round or wrinkled, resulting from two different pairs of alleles. In the F1 generation, he obtained all round and yellow seeds. It means round and yellow traits of seeds are dominant features, while wrinkled and green are recessive. He then self-pollinated the plants of F1 generation with the four pair of gametes, which are capital Y capital R, capital Y small r, small y capital R, small y small r. When you set up a Punnett square for a dihybrid cross between the gametes that we obtained from the F1 generation, you can see that he got the following results. He obtained four different types of seeds in the F2 generation: round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow, and wrinkled green, which were in the ratio of 9:3:3:1 respectively. He concluded that traits are independently inherited. Now let's see how the sex is determined in human beings. Human beings have 23 pairs of chromosomes in the nucleus of the cell. Out of these, two chromosomes are sex chromosomes X and Y. The female has two X chromosomes, XX, and male has one X and one Y chromosome, XY. The sperms and eggs have one set of sex chromosomes. Some sperms have X chromosome and some have Y chromosome. All eggs have X chromosome. If a sperm having X chromosome fuses with an egg having X chromosome, the child will be a girl. If a sperm having Y chromosome fuses with an egg having X chromosome, the child will be a boy. Lastly, let's talk about acquired and inherited traits. Acquired trait. A trait of an organism which is not inherited but develops in response to the environment. It cannot be passed on to their future generations. Acquired traits include knowledge, ideas, skills, and weight. Inherited trait. A trait of an organism which is caused by a change in its genes as a result of evolution. It can be passed on to their future generations. Inherited traits include hair and eye color, muscle and bone structure, and nose shape. Now, here's a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And that's not all. You also get amazing courses for Class 10 and much more for your Class 10 preparation. Thank you.